Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to properly change guitar strings on Kluson style vintage Strat tuners. This method was actually taught to me at a young age by one of the best in the business. Not only does this method look aesthetically clean, but it can almost eradicate string breakage. But by doing this method, the main benefit for me is the tuning stability that you get by doing it this way. And then once we've changed the strings, I'm going to show you a little guitar hack so that you can keep your guitar in tune right from the moment of changing strings. So let's get straight into it now. All you'll need for this process is a pair of wire cutters, and if you can get hold of one, these string winders really speed up the process, but they're not mandatory. You simply put them on the tuning peg and you can rotate up or down depending on which way you're going. So let's start by taking the first string off. I like to change strings one at a time. I'm no scientist, but when you see people just snipping the strings, that tension difference on the neck can't be good, surely. So snip the end of the old string off. And you can see it coming out there. So now you're going to feed the new string directly through the bridge. Pull it all the way up. Now make sure the string is all the way through. You now want to cut the string 2 tuning pegs past the one you're actually using. So here we're going to go to the D string and cut it around that area. You can now feed that into the tuning peg you want. You give the string a little wrap around the tuning peg. And then you get your string winder and simply give it a wind. Now as you're doing this, you want to make sure the string doesn't overlap. You want to keep it underneath the rest of the winds. And you just want to make sure that it's close to pitch. So that'll do. Then it's literally the same process for the next 6 strings. So we'll do another one together quickly. Unwind it. Pull it out, give it a chop. Pull it out the other end. You'll then feed the A string through the back of the bridge. Again, make sure it's pulled all the way through. We're now on the A string, so we want to go 2 tuning pegs in front of that and we cut it there. We stick the string in. Again, pushing it around there so that it gets the wind started, and then go for it. And again, we're getting it close to pitch, but we don't have to worry about that just yet. So let's now quickly skip the next couple of strings. Now on the B and the E string, you're going to have to approximate the spacing. So if you just imagine there's another tuner there, you want to cut about there, maybe add a bit more for the B and E string. But again, it's the same principle as before. Now these ones can be a bit harder to get looking neater. A little trick is if you push down on the string, it will keep it from floating up. Again, you don't want the strings to wrap around the previous winds, otherwise you'll get tuning issues that way. Just make sure the string pops underneath the string tree if you have one. Then we're going to go for the last E string. Again, for the E string, you're going to approximate about 2.5 tuners in front for these last 2 tuners. Wrap it round, popping it under the string tree. So there we have it. That's the strings put on safely. We've not lost an eye. So now what I like to do personally is get a tuner loaded up on my phone. I just literally go on YouTube and type in E flat tuning and something like that will come up. Okay, so now that the guitar is in tune, if we were just to go ahead and do a gig now or a recording, what we'd notice is as we start to play, you can hear it immediately goes out of tune. You know, a lot of people will sit there and just keep tuning it back up to pitch, and it's a very frustrating experience. So what we do is we'll start on the E string, we'll place our index finger just behind the nut and hold the string down, and then with our right hand we're literally going to pull the string up and down quite vigorously like that. Really stretch the string. If anyone's watching me from through the window, they're going to be like, what is this guy doing? So what we've done there is actually simulate guitar playing for hours and hours, and it's now stretched the string in the same way. So if we play our E flat note on the tuner, listen to this. You can hear that we were quite flat there. We'll do it again. Again, it's a little bit flat. We keep doing this process until when we stretch the string, it no longer goes flat. So now look, we can stretch it as much as we want and it stays in tune. So again, if we were going to play a big solo now and we do this process with each string, it's not going to go out of tune when we play. Just another quick tuning tip: when you tune to the note you want, you always want to approach it from underneath the note as opposed to tuning down. This really helps with tuning stability, and it's something that once I started doing that, I rarely went out of tune then. So there we go. I would happily go and record a song. In fact, I'm going to do that right now, and I now won't have to worry about tuning stability. And if you look at the tuners, it's a very clean job. It looks aesthetically pleasing. By the way, if you like this particular guitar, it's a classic vibe, the FSR series, which was commissioned for Andertons, and they've got a few left in stock. So yeah, it's literally a Squier classic vibe. Sounds insane. We just did a shootout between this and the vintage 63 Strat we've got, and a lot of people said they prefer the sound of this, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I really hope that was somewhat helpful, guys. Let us know in the comments if there's any other little tutorials that you want us to do, and we will shoot them for you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on future little hacks like this. Thanks again, and cheers.